friends, and welcome back to Rugged Mountain Homestead. My name is Sarah, and last night was our Azure supply pickup, and I waited until today to do the filming because it was very late. It was later than usual, and we didn't get back to the house and really everything unloaded until about 8 o'clock at night. So I have everything out. I only unpacked the cold stuff, and I have a little bit larger supply order than usual this go round. And the reason being is that we had a really strange October. We missed our monsoon rains that usually come around September-ish, but we somehow got on the wave of 2 tropical storms, and we actually got 512% more rainfall than usual for that time of year. There was a lot of flooding. So with that being said, our winter is really unpredictable, and so I decided to go ahead and be completely prepared, stock up with everything that I believe that we will need through the winter. I am not planning on having to do another supply order until February at least, maybe March, but at least until February. So let's go ahead and get into the order. I'm going to do the cold stuff first so that I can get it put away before we carry on. We're going to start here with one of my favorites, being the cheese. We tried this cheese last month. It was the Hatch chili cheese. And the reason it's in the plastic bag is because I ordered 2. One is already gone, and we've broken in to this one. So it was $6.91 for the pair, which made them $3.46 each. They're a little bit cheaper because we bought more than one. And then we tried this month the habanero cheese, the Sierra Jack. It was very good. I bought it mainly for Dean. I'm not a super spicy type person, but it was good. But I can't do more than a slice or 2 at a time on a cracker. But this was $3.80, and I will probably let him finish it. And another standby, our coffee. This is Azure's brand, their organic coffee. It is very good, and I wanted to have another 5-pound bag in backup so that we at least maintain 15 pounds at all times. This 5-pound bag was $69.12, making that $13.82 a pound. Here we have some andouille. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But it's hickory smoked sausage. It was $9.76. I will use this in making gumbo. I have a really good gumbo recipe, and I will go ahead and use it for that. And then I wanted to try these. They sounded really good. Beef and pepper jack hickory smoked sausage. These were $8.68, and both of these I will use in meals. They'll be hearty, especially the gumbo, because it'll have rice as well. But that way, they'll make us more than one meal. We'll have leftovers for sure. I got several packages of frozen vegetables. I got 3 bags of the cut spinach. I only have 1 out of several things. It's just because I didn't feel the need to get them all out of the freezer. But I have 3 bags of the cut spinach. It was $2.79 each. We have the green peas, $2.57 a bag. And then I actually got 6 bags of the mixed vegetables. I use the mixed vegetables in ramen for Dean. He loves ramen for lunches and just, quick things. So I got 6 bags of this, $2.82 each, and then the super sweet corn, $2.54 each. I have 6 bags of these, like I said, and then I got 3 bags each of the peas, spinach, and corn. I do have a year's worth of corn
in the freezer, but it's on the cob. And so I bought this for use in soups so that I don't have to cut it off the cob. And then I have 5 pounds of frozen cranberries. This was $14.57 for the bag, and that makes that $2.91 a pound. I do make a jellied cranberry sauce that is absolutely wonderful, and so that's what I'm going to make with this year. I still have plenty of cranberry chutney, so I'm not going to make any more of that, but this will be all cranberry sauce. And who said cranberry sauce is just for the holidays anyway? We love it. I also ordered again 10 pounds of the raw medium cheddar cheese. These 2 bricks. Both combined, they were $69.53, making them $6.95 a pound. We did order 10 pounds last month as well, and we are through one of them. So this is going to have to last us the next couple months. We are big cheese eaters. I also bought a 6-pack of the Alexandre half and half. They're 16 ounces. I've been wanting to try these for a long time. I've tried the, oh my gosh, the heavy whipping cream, but I never tried the half and half. Like I said, I got a 6-pack. They were $4.51 each is what it broke down to. As you can see, we broke into this morning. It's very good, very rich, very creamy. The organic A2A2 milk is good because it's easier for your digestion. And then also the A2A2 milk is missing that protein strain that causes gut inflammation. This will actually reduce gut inflammation. And this is 16% milk fat, which normally regular half and half usually ranges somewhere around 11-12% butter fat. So this makes it extra good, extra creamy, and I'm going to freeze 3 of them. Okay, now if you'll go ahead and give me a minute, I'm going to get this stuff put away and we'll get back with the rest of the order. Okay, this is a jar of jalapeno peppers. These are really good. We enjoyed them the last time we ordered them. This is a 12-ounce container. It is in a glass jar, and I have a really bad habit of saving all my glass jars because I just don't know when I'm going to need them, and they're really good for storage. But anyway, I got 2 of these, and they were $3.39 each. And then I also got 2 jars of the Greek pepperoncinis. These are really good. They have a nice little bite to them. And I like using them in that recipe for the crock pot Mississippi pot roast. And we like that really well. And then we'll also make sandwiches from it and use these on those. And this broke down to $4.21 each. I also got 6 of the cans of evaporated milk. I only got 6. It came in either you had to buy them individually or came in a case of 24. I already had some on hand of a different brand, so I just went ahead and got 6, and I should have enough on hand for the winter. But these were $3.28 each for organic evaporated milk. We did get this last month, and you know, it is good. It's really good. So I'm going to continue to buy it. And then we also have 10 pounds of penne pasta. This 10-pound bag was $28.68. And so that comes out to $2.87 a pound, which is really competitive for organic pasta in our area. Now, some of you may be saying, Sarah, what in the world are you doing with a 10-pound bag of pasta? It is just you and Dean in the household. It's going to last you forever. Believe it or not, we have already gone through one 10-pound bag of this penne pasta. And I have been out of it for at least, I want to say a month or 2. And I didn't order any last month because I still have elbows and spaghetti. But when you're making everything from scratch,
as much as possible, you would be amazed at the amount that you go through. It doesn't take long. And I break those down into 1 pound packages. And every time that, I make a pasta dish, I will use 1 pound package. So that's, 10 meals for us. I have a tincture here that I've been wanting to try. It's black cohosh. It's 65% organic alcohol, and I have never used it before. I'm going to use it cautiously, but I wanted to try it. I know that I had a previous video where I made a honey herb elixir that Dean and I have been taking so far, a teaspoonful every day. And, so far, neither one of us have colds. So I've just been trying things out like that, making different home remedies. So I also watch this channel. I follow this channel, or I'm subscribed to this channel. It's called Psalms and Potions. It actually has a whole bunch of the old herbal remedies, from everything from injuries to upset stomach, just, everything. So I've really been enjoying watching that, getting a lot of information. And of course, I have some new books. And it's just something that the herbalism that I'm very interested in. And I'm trying to make a few more things of my own. So my spice aisle here, I have a pound of the onion granules. This pound bag was $7.65. I also have my 1 pound bag of garlic granules. This was $13.92. And I think I've stated before, these organic garlic granules are a little bit more coarse. They're kind of like sea salt, a little bit smaller, in between coarse sea salt and table salt. It's just a more coarse grind, but it's very good. We like it a lot. And I have planted a slew of garlic this year, almost a whole bed full. So hopefully I'll be able to make some of my own garlic powder next year. But this takes a lot of garlic bulbs to make a 1 pound bag. Then we have 4 ounces of ashwagandha root. This was $4.79. I know that I have an ashwagandha plant out in the garden, but I didn't want to, harvest it, for its roots or anything just yet. I believe it has to be 2 years old anyway. So I'm just trying out a 4 ounce package from Azure. And then this is passion flower. This is a 4 ounce bag as well. It was $8.55. I have a 4 ounce bag here of echinacea root. It was $5.81. Okay, now let's talk about the cinnamon sticks for a second. These are almost 3 inches. I just have a few left. And so I want to make sure I have plenty for the holidays and, whenever else I might need them. I swore I only ordered a 4 ounce bag because a little bag, I think it was like a 6 ounce bag, lasted me like 2 years. I'm just finishing it up. This is a 1 pound bag of cinnamon sticks. It was $12.33, but I'm going to have cinnamon sticks for years to come. I went back and looked in my Azure order, and I did order the 1 pound bag. So it'll get used. And then another standby, my 1 pound bag of dehydrated green bell peppers. They didn't have the red bell peppers in stock this month. They ran out, and so I'm just going to have to make do with what I have because I only have what's in the quart jar. But I do have at least my refill for the green bell peppers. Okay, I have a couple cans of the organic whole peeled tomatoes. These are 28 ounce cans.
and they were $3.17 each. I'm making hamburger soup tonight for dinner, so I will be using one of these cans, and that's really all I got them for, was for that soup. So I'll make it a couple times this winter, so I just got a couple cans. And then here I have a case of the diced tomatoes. The whole case was $34.26, making them $2.86 each. And this actually is a 28-ounce can. I thought I'd ordered 15.5-ounce cans, but this is fine. This is absolutely fine. And then I have a case of the crushed tomatoes. The crushed tomatoes were $31.33 for the case, making them $2.61 each for a 28-ounce can. And then here I have a 1-gallon jug of sunflower oil. The oils have just gotten so expensive. I just can't do olive oil a gallon or avocado oil by the gallon anymore. It ranges anywhere from $50 to $70. And so I've just been using the sunflower oil sparingly. I also have a gallon container of coconut oil that I use. And I do have a quart of avocado oil, but I strictly use it for making mayonnaise. But anyway, this gallon of sunflower oil was $22.78. Okay, down on the floor, I have my big 25-pound bags. I have a bag of organic cane sugar. It was $36.76, making that $1.47 a pound. I have 25-pound bag of the quick rolled oats, the organic quick rolled oats. I use this for baking and for Dean's oatmeal. He eats oatmeal every single morning for breakfast, so we'll actually go through a 25-pound bag in 3 or 4 months. But anyway, this 25-pound bag was $30.24, making it $1.21 a pound. And lastly, another 25-pound bag of organic all-purpose flour. It's unbleached. It was $26.99 for the bag, and that makes it $1.08 a pound. Over on the table, we have some fresh produce. These are 3 sugar pie pumpkins. I couldn't resist. We love pumpkin. I use it in a variety of things. And we also have 4 pumpkins out of our own garden. So I got their pumpkins last year. They were really good. It takes about 1 to 1.5 to make a pumpkin pie. I also make pumpkin muffins. And then I have 3 cans of pumpkin puree here, the organic pumpkin puree, which I will use some of this to make my pumpkin spice coffee creamer, which I will be drinking through the month of November. The 3 pumpkins were $9.25 for all 3. And then the organic pumpkin puree, these are 15-ounce cans. It was $2.88 per can. And I misspoke. The 3 pumpkins were $9.75 for all 3 of them. So that's $3.25 for an organic sugar pie pumpkin. So I think that's a good deal, especially when I have 4 freebies of my own. But I would have loved to have gotten more pumpkins off my own vines this year, but I did not. You can see I have 3 on top of the pantry cabinet and 1 down here ripening next to the wood stove. And I did not know. I think I saw someone else doing it and I just decided to try it. But pumpkins will ripen even after they come off the vine, kind of like tomatoes. I had no idea, but I'm really glad because that's a nice size pie pumpkin. This is a 5-pound bag of russet potatoes. I have 25 pounds in total. I have 5 of these 5-pound bags, and they were $1.39 a pound, $6.95 for a 5-pound bag of organic russets.
Now we've only eaten through about halfway through the 5-pound bucket that we got of potatoes out of our own garden, but they were not storing potatoes. They were like red, white, and a few purples. So we're just eating them fresh, and they are really delicious. But all these russets I'm going to be using for canning, for storage for use later in the winter.
Now this was a steal. This is a 3-pound container, actually a glass jar of honey. It's the berry wildflower honey. It is raw honey. It was $10.81 for this one jar of honey, making that $3.60 a pound. That is a steal for what raw honey is going for right now. Plus it comes in Azure's canning jars, and so once the honey is finished, I have a free jar that I can can with. So actually I got 2 of them in this order, because also, like I said, you know, I'm making some more home remedies and things like that. Honey is a really great binder and preservative, so I wanted to make sure that I had plenty. I have a 10-pound bag of organic onions. I love Azure's onions. We're not quite through all the onions that I grew in the garden, but I wanted to make sure I had plenty of onions to get us through the whole winter season. And then back here I have 2 really nice butternut squash. They were $3.50 each. They didn't go by weight. They were just $3.50 each, and I have 2 of them. So I'll probably just have one like as a side dish, but I'm going to use one to make a pie with. Here we have the ramen noodles. These were a little bit more expensive. I was getting them at Walmart. They were in the international aisle. They were organic, and they were like $4 a box. And every box had 4 cakes, ramen cakes in there. So that's 4 meals. This box was $33.91, this case. And there were 6 bags. I've opened one of them. And each has 4 cakes in there. So that is 24 meals. So each of these bags were $5.65. And if you really break it down, with them having 4 cakes in there, that's $1.41 for a meal for each, you know, that you eat ramen for a meal. And I make a lot of these times for Dean for a quick lunch with the frozen vegetables, and I put spices, things like that in there. So it's a lot healthier. Then here I have the delicata squash. I grew this last year, and we loved it. And I didn't grow it this year. I had a lot of flowers and herbs in its place. Lettuce kind of gave the area a rest after growing squash because they're heavy feeders. But we love this, and I really missed, you know, growing it this year. So I'm gonna make sure that I have some winter squash grown next year, because I didn't grow any winter squash this year. But anyway, for all 3 of these, it was $6.28. These were 5 pounds total, so that's $1.26 a pound. We're getting over here into a little bit of a baking area, but first we have one more bottle of sriracha sauce. Dean really likes this a lot. It's a little bit too spicy for me, but he likes it, so I got another one. This will last us quite some time since he's the only one that uses it. If it's called for in a recipe, you know, I'll use it then, but I don't use as much because I'm just not a big spicy type person. He likes more spice than I do. But anyway, this 14-ounce bottle was $5.87. Now to the baking stuff. I have a pound bag of peanut butter chips. It was $6.80. I will be using these for holiday baking. And then I have a 1 pound bag of arrowroot powder. This takes the place of cornstarch. This is just an alternative to cornstarch. It is organic, and it works the exact same. It's just a thickener. This 1 pound bag was $5.58. And then we have the dried cranberries for Dean's oatmeal. These are so good. They're so sweet. They're really plump. You can eat them like raisins. They're apple juice infused, so it's just, natural. It's not coated in sugar or anything. But these are $10.05 a pound. A little bit pricier, but like I said, it's just used for his oatmeal. I'll sneak a few here and there, but that's what they're used for. Now this is a big treat. And this is in a bag because it got a little tiny tear in it. And this is a 2 pound bag of maple sugar. Dean has really fond memories of his grandmother getting him the maple candy from Vermont. He grew up in New England, and he loves the maple sugar. So I got this as a treat for this winter for him to have in his oatmeal. I'm also going to use it in place of brown sugar when making my cinnamon rolls. But this 2 pound bag was $22.76, making it $11.38 a pound. Like I said, that's a treat item, as are these chocolate chips. I have not bought chocolate chips in so long. They used to be a staple in here, no longer, but these chocolate chips were $8.22 a bag for organic chocolate chips. They are 55% chocolate, so that's more than what you get just a regular brand in the store. Plus, I was looking at the chocolate chips in the store, and I did not find a single bag that did not say bioengineered food ingredient. So I splurged, and this is strictly for holiday baking, and I will reserve 1 bag to make my peppermint mocha coffee creamer for December. And I have a small bottle here of lemon extract, organic lemon extract. I saw a few recipes that I want to try for baked goods, and it calls for this, and I didn't have any. This will last a long time, just because, that's all I'll be using it for. It was $5.14, and this is a 2-ounce bottle. Now, I wanted to try these, and I'll tell you what I think of these. It sounded so good. We usually do have a little treat. Dean and I, when we watch a movie, we'll have, a sweet treat, whether it's something I've made or something like this. Dark chocolate coffee with coffee flavoring sounded really good because I love the chocolate covered coffee beans. This was $3.95, obviously. This is right under 3 ounces. I can only eat like 2 squares at a time. I broke into this last night, and even though I don't know what the percentage, I was getting ready to say 55% like these, but that wouldn't be correct. I don't know. It doesn't say on here, but it is dark chocolate. It is very, very rich. It is has a very deep chocolate flavor. It almost reminds me of baking chocolate. It's not, the bittersweet, but that's what it reminds me of. It's that deep. And then I have the salted caramel, and of course it's $3.95 as well. And same thing. And it takes a minute for that salted caramel flavor to come through. It's just, I would not be surprised if this was, 75% cacao content or greater. But it's good. it's just a little bit too much for me. Dean tried it, he liked it. I like it okay, it's just I can't eat much of it. Dark chocolate, a lot of times, you know, with this being salted caramel and this one coffee, they're obviously, you know, to be eaten like candy. But dark chocolate is also really good for your heart. And if you only eat like a piece or two at a time, it's really good for your heart. And I'm just, you know, I'm just not a huge fan of this, but it's good. I just probably won't order it again. Then I have my soap here. I have plenty of the shampoo bars to last me, but I needed some more soap. I love this Dr. Bronner soap. This is the lavender, and this is the best price I've been able to find anywhere through Azure. And these bars come out to be $3.23 each. And then I have this laundry detergent. It was $17.17. It is 160 loads for a front loader. And I thought it said like 100, well, it says 80 standard loads. I don't know what that means. I just use the scoop that's in here. It's smaller because this is more concentrated. And I think that one of these, it is powder, I think it's lasted me at least four or 5 months. So I'm just now my other one getting to the halfway mark, but laundry detergent is not something you want to run out of. And then I have another dish soap here. I am getting ready to finish one. I have another one in reserve because I said I was going to have enough to get me through the first of the year. But since I'm doing this huge stock up to get me through the whole winter, I got another one. This gallon jug was $19.36. I have a 16-ounce bottle that I refill, so I will get 8 refills, making them $2.42 for a 16-ounce bottle. Okay, I'm ready for a seat and actually a break. The only thing, like I said, that didn't come in was the dehydrated red bell peppers. And then the only thing that I got that I didn't show on camera was 6 bags of chicken feed. So last night, Dean took those straight to the building. There is no point in bringing chicken feed in the house. It's nothing to see, but that's all for this order. This was our largest order, and everything here is, after I took a pantry inventory, is what I felt that we would need to get us through the whole winter. I can make a lot of meals. I'm very well stocked up now, and I feel very good going into the winter season. Also, I had a question asked to let you guys know how I like the reusable paper towels that I did order last month. I love them. They are great. One paper towel has lasted me longer than a week. It's running me about a week and a half to 2 weeks, depending on what I'm using them for. They are the thickness of those Swiss cloths that you get, the reusables, and they are very, very absorbent. And so I've just really enjoyed using them, wiping the counters, things like that. Anything that, you know, I would have grabbed a paper towel for in the past. Sometimes, you know, just, you know, rinsing my hands off at the sink, you know, instead of grabbing a paper towel, I've used it. But really absorbent, really good, like them a lot. I'm sure they're saving us money on paper towels. So that is my Azure order for this month and for several months to come. I will, you know, update through the winter, let you know how I'm going, my estimates. Like I said, I've never done an order this large before, so see how well my estimations for the pantry for the winter goes. So thank you for joining me up here on Rugged Mountain Homestead. We're always so glad when you do. I look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, take care.